Hey folks, back again. This is now after the pause. For me it's been 8 hours, 12 hours, because I stopped playing after that pause. Well, I didn't stop the game, I left it running, so it's been running overnight. So we've made a bit, and as you can see I've got two of my favourite starships. I've got the Eclipse at last, and my Discoverer still, and a lot of other stuff as well. And as you can see, I've got 12 million now. I have spent a bit. I had about 14-15 million after leaving it running overnight. And as you can see, I bought some more stuff. I bought a Mercury and another miner. What I've decided to do is come to the my YOLO flower market, which is a free station that's given to you. Instead of doing the PHQ first, I'm doing this. I've only used this start once, and I never ever upgraded this station. I always left it and just forgot about it. But this time we're going to just let it run. I don't think it will earn much money, but just for the sake of it, we'll get it running. And plus, it's in a very dangerous area. The incursions now with Xenon are quite prolific, and they are down here. And they come through here to go into wherever they want to go to. So this station gets attacked quite regularly. I've been watching it, and the odd Xenon sort of sweeps off and comes and starts shooting at it. And luckily enough, it's already got some medium guns. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the process of upgrading a station if you've never seen it before. I've bought a load of modules to get going, and what I'm going to leave it as is a self-sustaining flower farm. And what you need for it, let me just go on my other screen just to make sure. Let's have a look. Okay, what you need for it to run autonomously, you need energy cells, water, and obviously sunrise flowers, and ice. So you need a miner to mine the ice. Currently I've only got one miner for it, but ideally it would need two, I would think, just having one unit. So it's already placed for you, and luckily enough it's already got some weapons, but we want to add to those weapons. So let's edit the loadout. See, it's got currently it's got medium beams. So what we're going to do, we're going to upgrade it so that it has a full stack. So get that one, get a full stack of weapons on it. All the same, we'll just use beams, it's fine. Medium beams, so that module now will have a full set of armament on it. So we have to confirm loadout changes. So that's that one. And what I do initially, I don't give it any money. And we drop it down to 50% like I did on the HQ when we started it. And currently it's got no money on it. I haven't given it any money. And I'm not going to yet until I've finished everything. So as you can see, where is it? Where's the money? Where's the money? Manage by, manage offer for needed resources, resources complete. Oh there, look. Currently it needs 44,000, which is not a lot, but that's gonna grow now when we add more stuff to it. The mechanism for looking around here is with the mouse and the keyboard, well both of the mouse. If you left click the mouse, you can go left and right, but you can't do anything else. You can't go up and down, which is a pain. They need to add this so that we can go up and down, not just left and right. That's on the left mouse click. The right mouse click gives you enables you to look all over, but again you can't go up and down. You can go backwards and forwards with the A and S key, with the W and S key as well, and left and right with the AD keys, but you can't go up and down. It would be nice to be able to look down and go down, but if you go like this and then use the middle mouse button to zoom, you get to the center. You can't zoom any further down, it stops right at the center, which is a bit of a pain. But yeah, it is doable, but it is a little bit awkward when you can't move the camera up and down. Right, what we're going to do now is add the energy cell, but I don't put it, I'm not going to do a really neat design here. There's not much we can do with this, so we need to put one of these down. So you click on it, left click, because I want to join it to this here, that one, but obviously it needs to be turned, so you put it down, right click it, click it on it to highlight it, and then hold the right mouse button and move it up and down to turn it. Wait, it is a bit finicky until those, let's hit it now. Now I'll join them to that. There we go. Now go to the production module and bung that on it. Just one for now. Whoa. No, get on there. No, I shouldn't have turned it. There we go. There we go. Ah, get on. Unclick it when you want to move around. Okay, that's that one on. And we want water. So, oh, and also we want, it's got storage there, but it won't be enough. It's only a small storage, so we'll add storage to the end of this. Got to add storage. Where are we? Storage module. I always use large. And stick that on the end. That's that one. And edit that, give it some weapons. Shielding. Shielding. It needs to have a full stack of weapons in this sector, it really does. With the passing Xenon. I don't know if it would be standard K or an I, but we'll see. Because they can, they do come through here. This is their route. To get to their location that they want to friggin' zap. Okay, that's all, they're all full. All those lines show that they're all full up. So we just confirm loadout changes. Now for this particular build you'll need container storage and you'll need solid storage. Solid storage is for the ice. Ice requires solid storage to be able to store the ice that the miner mines. So yeah, you definitely need that. Right, where can we put, well, what we want to put now is water. So get the water one, put that. Oh, sugar, it needs to go on a cross piece. So you can pick it up, put it anywhere inside the box. And we need to put a cross piece down, so what we need to do that again. I'm going to run it sideways, so we've got to click down, put that down. You can do it that way, and do the same as you did with the first one, and turn it like that. Well, so that'll, wait, it is a bit awkward, so it's not lining up anywhere at the moment. So there, once you see the green lines you know that it will connect, so you just connect it where you want to. The other way to do it, let's remove it, is just to copy one you've already placed. So if you highlight that one, right click it, copy module, and you'll be the same orientation. So just plonk that there. Now we should be able to grab the, oh no, we need a cross piece because it's going to sit on top. So we need one of these. Cross 01, that'll do. Bung that on the end. Might not like it there, let's have a look. Bung that on top. What that looks like. Yeah, that'll do. Now we need to give that a solid storage unit. And I think we might have to, right, will it go underneath? I don't know, I'm not sure. Where's the solid? There we go, solid. Will it go? Oh yes, it will. Yeah, do it that way. Yeah, so it looks reasonable. Click it on there. That's it, very simple. Cool. And then again we edit the loadout. Again, I want pull loadout on these and do the same again, all beams. All beams. Oh, Mr. Shield. Yeah, try not to rush it, because sometimes if you rush it, you misclick. You think you put one in there and you haven't. I do that sometimes. Do that again. What I generally do, I generally put a storage unit down for every module that I put on. You might not need that much, but I always do, just to be sure, so that they have plenty of storage space. Cost a bit more, obviously. Confirm loadout change. I love their voices, especially that was a split voice. Now we need to add more docks to this. That's not enough, that one dock. Also a little hint and tip here, these docks, the basic docks like this, they are FPS hoggers. Sometimes if I find this on the station, I will take it off and replace it, but I won't with this one. All my ships are currently waiting in there, so I'm not going to. But yeah, they're frame hoggers, they are. Once you get in them, the frame suddenly drops. The frame is worse in these docks than it is in the luxury docks. So what we need 9 docks on. I don't know, but I'm going to put 9 docks. But I'm not going to use luxury on this one. I'm going to use the standard SVMS standard, which I bought. So where to put it is the point. Probably need to put it in the same direction that they are already in. So remember what I said in one of my previous videos, if you watched it, the orientation of these, so that they fly from the center to the loading bay or docking bay. You need to have this building on the side of where they're coming from, so that they then fly over the building. That one, on the actual dock, they'll fly over it and they don't have to turn around. So we need to have that building on that corner. So again, all you do, right click it, no, left click it, hold the right mouse button and then turn it. So it's there. Now the building is there. They'll come from the center of the, if that's the way they go. I think they do on the HQ, and then they fly into it this way, but it's the same way as that one now. So I want another one, so we just copy the module and move it across and get it on there. There you go. I think that about does it. How much is that going to cost us? Let's have a look. That's 2,695,000. That's too bad. I think that's all we need. Water's on there, energy cells on there, and that's it. It's already got a manager. He hasn't got much skills, but it doesn't matter. There's a manager already on there. So what we do, we confirm module changes. That's it. Okay. No, let's back into the build, give it the money, and I'll give it 3 million just to be safe, because we can always get that money back once it's finished. 1 2 3 1 2 3. Click inside the area where you made the money. If you don't do this and you click confirm, it doesn't take. So it needs to be there without the icon there at the end. So it's like that. Confirm module changes. I know I'm doing it double. I could just do it, but I always do it this way. It's just me. Now we assign the builder. If we can find one. Now I'm hoping there's not one in this sector. It showed it initially, but oh shit, they're probably miles away. Hopefully that's going to be. It's going to take a while. Obviously you've got to pay 50k for that, so hire it, Pounded Constructor. That's it. Confirm module changes. That's it, done. We now have to wait. Let's see if anything's coming in yet. No one's buying any. Yeah, no one's doing anything yet. The money's there. We just got to wait. So I'll get back to you when it's built, guys. So see you in a mo. Okay, guys. While we're waiting for the station to be built, I've come to the nearest wharf, which is a Pounded wharf, and going to upgrade the Eclipse. And what you need to do there, when you get to the station, you go to the ship dealership. Because I've been looting all the time that I've been playing, we've got enough stuff to upgrade the engine. I want to upgrade the speed. So we go to use the workshop, which is in the ship dealership one. It's always in the same place in the ship dealership in any of the wharfs. And on the medium-sized ships you've got to do it at a wharf, and the small ships you've got to do it at a wharf. The large and XL ships you have to do it at the shipyard, not at the wharf. It won't be able to do it here. It also has a crafting bench here, and I still haven't got my remote detonator for more EMPs, or the flux capacitor for the SATA. Still can't find it. Normally I've got it by now. It's you know, a pain. But anyway, what I always do when I get to this position, I'll save. So I'll do a quick save, because I don't accept anything below 15%. So I'll keep reloading. So anything below 15%, I just keep reloading until I get the stat that I want. We can get it on the very first one, or it could take you 10 reloads. But I will go that far to do it, because I want the best on my ships, my friends, on my Eclipse. So we need to do the chassis model first, and it's the drag mod you want, not the mass mod. The drag mod for making more speed. Obviously it's 50k a time. Well, look, 70 up to 17%. So let's see what our first one is. 6%. Crap. I will now reload. So I'll pause it now, and I'll come back to you when I've got the one that I've got and I'll tell you how many times I've reloaded. So I'll be back in a mo. Okay, back. And that was 2 reloads to get 15.12%. That'll do me. The chances of getting 17 are pretty slim. So on the second reload we got 15% speed. That upped our speed, look, to 266. Now we do the engine, but first we do a save again. So we've keep that mod and repeat it. So I'll just show the first one, see if we get it the first time, because you can get a high one the first time. We'll see. I want a save game. I know it's getting larger and larger as we play. The saves do tend to get a bit longer as you play, the more you play, because obviously they're larger. So that's the drag mod done. Now we'll go to the engine modification and forward thrust. You have 2 options here. You can go, it's quite tempting to come down here, look, because it says it will give you plus 35 to plus 45. You will get 35. That's a guarantee. But it will give you some minus as well. So some of your yaw and pitch, roll, and maybe even travel speed will go into the minus. So I never do that anymore. I used to do it, but I never do it anymore. I'd rather have everything plus. There's no problems then, so I leave it on the forward thrust one. And obviously you need a basic engine fuel injector, which we've got one of. An extended fuel container you need 3 of. And iridium oxide you need 3 of. So I'll use 3 of those. We've got enough to do 1 engine upgrade, which is cool. Now if you dismantle it, you'll get that one back, but you won't get 3 of these back if you dismantle it. So let's see what we get as a result for the first one. Please be nice and big. Again, I want it above 6%, at least 7, 8 or 9. So I'll always go above 6%. If it goes below that, I won't accept it. There you go. Crap. So gonna reload now, guys, again, so I'll let you know how many. I'll be back in a mo. Okay, back. Now this was the 4th reload, and what I did was I was getting just 2% and 3%, so I thought I'd try and do what I don't normally do and do the second option on the forward thrust, which will give you 35 for 100%, and it's given me 35.62, and it's got the speed that I wanted, which was over 300, so I'm keeping it. But the minuses are that you get engine boost thrust at minus 27%, and travel mode thrust, that's going into travel mode, and your boost is slightly slower. So I'm willing to accept that. That's cool, especially now that I've got the speed that I wanted. So I'm keeping this. Now a point to note about doing reloads: the more reloads you do, the more possibility it is that the game will crash, because what's happening when you reload the game is not clearing the memory cache. So for argument's sake, if your game has got using say 5 gigs, which it generally does, between 4 and 5, when you keep on reloading, it keeps adding to that, and as that grows, it gets too much and suddenly it will crash. I think the most I've reloaded at one time is 10 reloads I've done, and then it crashes. But I mean, that's not specific. It can happen at any time. But yeah, so we've got our speed right. Let's do a save quick. With the minuses, I'm prepared to accept that. That's okay. Now, I can't remember if I've got anything for the shields. I think I've got one weapon upgrade I can do, but I won't do just one. This Eclipse has got 4 weapons. I'd rather have all 4 at the same time. Let's see what we've got for weapons. I don't think I've got enough. So let's have a look at Laser Mark II. And I only ever use damage mods on these. I don't use cooling mods or anything else. Oh, I've got 6 basic weapon chamber 6. I didn't realise I had that. I thought I had it. You need a basic weapon chamber to start the upgrade. It will use, like the others, it will use 3 of those, but tuning software you need for this one, and it only uses 1. This is definitely where I will, because I don't want any minuses on the weapon. So that's up to 20%. Again, I won't take anything lower than 15%. So let's try that again on the first one. So yeah, it's a lot of reloading, guys, but if you want the best stats and you've got OCD like me, you want the best stuff for it. So I want it definitely above 15%, maybe even more. We'll see. And I'll show you here how much damage, burst damage and sustained damage the weapon is doing. So currently it's 205 and 202. Bonk, and it's always low. Always comes low the first time, most of the time. So another reload. So I'll catch you in a mo, guys. Okay, back. Now this was the 4th reload, and what I did was I was getting just 2% and 3%. So I thought I'd try and do what I don't normally do, and do the second option on the forward thrust, which will give you 35 for 100%. And it's given me 35.62, and it's got the speed that I wanted, which was over 300. So I'm keeping it. But the minuses are that you get engine boost thrust at minus 27%, and travel mode thrust, that's going into travel mode, and your boost is slightly slower. So I'm willing to accept that. That's cool, especially now that I've got the speed that I wanted. So I'm keeping this. Now, a point to note about doing reloads: the more reloads you do, the more possibility it is that the game will crash, because what's happening when you reload the game is not clearing the memory cache. So for argument's sake, if your game has got using say 5 gigs, which it generally does, for between 4 and 5, when you keep on reloading, it keeps adding to that, and as that grows, it gets too much and suddenly it will crash. I think the most I've reloaded at one time is 10 reloads I've done, and then it crashes. But I mean, that's not specific. It can happen at any time. But yeah, so we've got our speed right. Let's do a save quick. With the minuses, I'm prepared to accept that. That's okay. Now, I can't remember if I've got anything for the shields. I think I've got one weapon upgrade I can do, but I won't do just one. This Eclipse has got 4 weapons. I'd rather have all 4 at the same time. Let's see what we've got for weapons. I don't think I've got enough. So let's have a look at Laser Mark II. And I only ever use damage mods on these. I don't use cooling mods or anything else. Oh, I've got 6 basic weapon chamber 6. I didn't realise I had that. I thought I had it. You need a basic weapon chamber to start the upgrade. It will use, like the others, it will use 3 of those, but tuning software you need for this one, and it only uses 1. This is definitely where I will, because I don't want any minuses on the weapon. So that's up to 20%. Again, I won't take anything lower than 15%. So let's try that again on the first one. So yeah, it's a lot of reloading, guys, but if you want the best stats and you've got OCD like me, you want the best stuff for it. So I want it definitely above 15%, maybe even more. We'll see. And I'll show you here how much damage, burst damage and sustained damage the weapon is doing. So currently it's 205 and 202. Bonk, and it's always low. Always comes low the first time, most of the time. So another reload. So I'll catch you in a mo, guys. Okay guys, back again now after a long time. That did take a long time to do this. Well over an hour doing a lot of reloads. It crashed twice. But there you go, 15% on all weapons. One actually went to 18 per second. 18 per second. 18%. That actually happened on the first try, which is cool, but all the others, no. Took a lot longer. All over 15%. I've also done the shield modification, which is at 17%. The capacity mod. The maximum there is 20. So fully pimped out now. So I'll be back at the build, so I'll catch you in a mo. Okay, back in Hayward's Twin, and look what's, as soon as I come through the gate, look what we got here. A nice freebie vulture. I will keep that when I get it, but I'm not going to go and grab it now. We're going to carry on with the finishing off the build. Let's go and check it. Oh, it's much nicer speed now. It does 360, the Eclipse, and its travel speed is a lot quicker, which is cool. And my guns will do more damage. What's that one? Oh, thought that might be another freebie, but it's not. Freebies will start spawning all over the place now. So there's no worry about getting any other ships. But the water's starting to settle down now. I'm able to buy most of the time, sometimes not, but most of the time, yes. I still haven't bought my favourite ship, which is a Nemesis, but I'm leaving off that for a while, just to play this for a little bit. But that's not a bad travel speed. Got a combat engine. Get the mouse out of the way. Let's do a fire so it gets on the right one. There we go. I don't know how far the building has got, because obviously I haven't looked at it since doing all those upgrades. It's been a while for me, look, like over an hour. But obviously the build is not finished yet, because I keep on stopping the game and reloading, didn't I? So we'll see the progress. I like to look rather than look at the plan view first. This is why I like the Eclipse. The side view is nice and clear. I haven't got my track IR on at the moment, so I just didn't feel like wearing the cap. So I'm using the keyboard and two of the buttons on my mouse. Up, my joystick. Well, the energy is up. So as it's cargo. Wait a minute, is he finished? I don't see any... what's going on here? I don't see the icon above his head. Oh, he's still building. Oh, thank God for that. Couldn't see it. Oh, of course, you could see it on the map. There we go. So it's still in progress. So I'll catch you when it's completely finished, guys. I just wanted to really show that vulture, the freebie there. So see you in a mo. Okay, guys, completely finished now. I've been messing around for quite a while though before I've come back here. I've got all my ships that it requires. Well, it will need probably one more miner, and I'm just a bit, I'm not concerned, but I don't think there's many ice fields nearby here. I did do some exploring, so I've opened up all of, while it was being built, I opened up all of this. So I know they can mine stuff in there. I don't know if there's any ice in there though. So we'll see. We'll see if it goes off. But what we do now, it's quite cool actually, I quite like it. But I've noticed, I've realised it's only got one small container for the sunflower, which is that. I might add another one, a medium one as well. So it's got a small and a medium for the sunflowers. But everything else is okay. So what we need to do now, because it's got no money, and I haven't given it any money on purpose, because he was requesting for money, the manager. Because what you need to do is go into the, I've already done that now, go into the logical view, overview, and I'll show you what it's doing. Excuse me. There we go. Sunflowers is producing them, or will be. We haven't got any yet. because we've got no ice, you see, so nothing's happening. But energy cells are being produced, and all the stuff that it needs to produce the goods, you need to restrict the NPCs from buying it. So you go to energy cells and you restrict trade with other factions. Both of them. Sell off us, restrict trade with other factions. Don't let him buy anything. Yeah, they're being produced fine. That's the only thing that you don't need anything to be produced for. Same with water. Don't let anybody else buy it. So you restrict trade, buy offer and sell offer. You restrict them both. We don't want him to buy any stuff. Now the other thing is you need to look at station account. He will tell you how much he requires as a production budget, which is, you know, it's quite a lot actually. 200 minimum recommended. That's quite a lot actually, but anyway. And the supply budget. The supply budget is to get himself drones. Now, drones. I used to get on my factories defense drones, but since playing the game for such a long time and watching what they do, they are an absolute, personally, I find them an absolute waste of money, because what happens with them is they come out and attack, fine, but they don't all go back. You get, say for argument's sake, you had 50 defense drones. You'll find 20 or 30 of them, once they've been attacked and come out of the station, 20 or 30 of them will not go back in the station. They will just sit outside and do nothing and just get wasted. And they do die quite quickly. It's funny, the defense drones for the player dies quickly, but for the NPCs not so quick. So now I just don't bother stocking them in any of my stations when I build them. Because they're just a waste of money. He'll keep restocking them and they'll keep going outside when they get attacked. They will do their job, but they don't do a lot of damage, so that's why you need the quantity. But then a quarter of them, a third of them will just sit outside and get wasted because they don't do anything after the first attack. So I just don't do them anymore. So that's what the resupply money is for. He needs to order up drones. They do take a while to come. He's got to order the parts that the drones need, which is smart chips and drone components. So that's basically why I don't give him any money to start with, so I set all that up first. Now I'll give him the money. So we manage the funds, and what did he need? He needed 2 million, wasn't it? Well, how much have I got left? I can't remember. Oh yeah, that's okay. We'll give him, I always go over the top and I'll give him 3 million. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, confirm. That should be enough. That's got rid of that one. That should be enough to supply the supply stuff as well. What was it? I don't want that one, stupid boy. Station account, there we go. Yeah, 3 million, yeah, enough. That's enough for that as well. So that's his money. Now he'll eventually get the stuff in. So what we do now, I want to get the miner working, so get the YOLO miner number 1. Go into the map mode, highlight the thing, go into map mode, right click on the station, and oh wait a minute, I need to, oh yeah, you got to highlight him on here. Where is he? YOLO there. Got to make sure he's highlighted like that. Then right click on the station and mining for, that's it, and hopefully he'll take off in a second. There he goes, and he will now go and look for ice, hopefully. Let's see what his info says. Searching for resources, ice. He's automatically done it and he's found some. Oh cool, where's he going? Oh, he's going to Trinity Sanctum. Okay, fair enough. Oh shoot. Oh, he's going for maximum distance. Oh shit. I should have done that, or no. I can't do that. The manager does that. Now, on the other one, where are we? That one, you do the same again. YOLO Merc, he will go and sell stuff for the station. So go back into map mode again, make sure he's highlighted. Right click the station and default road trading for selected. That's it. And away he shall go. he should take off. He might sit out here looking for places to buy, sell stuff. He'll take off and then he's looking for places to buy stuff. He won't have anything on him, and once he's found somewhere he will dock again, pick up what he needs, but there ain't any made yet, so he'll just sit there for a while. Trading with your phone, searching for trades. We'll see what he does. Anyway, whilst doing all that, I got what I've been looking for, which is flux capacitor. Look at that, got one. I killed a couple of foragers in one of the sectors, can't remember which one now, and he dropped it. So we're going to make our SATA now, and that's what I'll call it. I'll show you how we do the SATA. Right, oh, look at how I've been creeping, look. I've been creeping. Let's land on the station anyway. Don't need to do that, but there we go. And there's my vulture.
Successfully docked.
Cool.
It's an honor to have you aboard.
Cool, thank you.
Hello there.
This pilot, look at his skills. He's nearly 5 stars in piloting. That's how he came. That was so cool. Anyway, Paul Guster. The other thing is, 3 ships all over the place, look. Osprey, Vulture, and there's more over here. I've got to get later. Where are we? Was it in that one or was it in the others? I think it was over here somewhere. Where are we? Peregrine, Osprey, another Osprey. So yeah, they're starting to spawn really nicely. Anyway, let's go to the workshop. Or trader's shop, it doesn't matter. Traders, that's it, trader's corner. Yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3 trader's corners here. Because you've got 3 docks, so yeah. And we've got, apparently, we can make our SATA at last. Where are we? Look at this. Damage singularity engine 1, flux capacitor 1, program fuel array 6, so we can sell some as well. And there we go. At last. Now we can do things quickly. Well, you know, get the build done quickly and stuff like that. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I had to bring the Vulture in because there were shield components. No ship was bringing shield components in, so I had to get the Vulture, my own Vulture, to buy it and bring it in. So if for some reason the build stops because no one's bringing the last products, then you have to get it in yourself or change the price. If it's not coming in at 50%, oh, I'm well ranked up. Anyway, if it's not coming at 50%, then you need to up the price of that one particular product to see if they'll come, because it might be wrongly priced. So there you have it, guys. I thank you very much if you got this far, and I'll catch you in my next one.